Happy Valentine's, darlings. I know. You will probably be doing a cocoa mash because, well, it's Valentine's Day, and don't we all love chocolate? I do. But I wanted to come. Today's a very special day for me for so many reasons, and I wanted to share with you. And I don't know who's listening because nobody really likes or follows or subscribes or whatever it is, the lingo is. But today is special for the following reasons. Well, one reason, and I'll share that story with you right now. My book about autism. The more I read this book, the more I think that maybe I should have been diagnosed autistic, but because of my abuse when I was a child, I think people just gravitated that I should have been depressed, that I should have been distracted. So instead of getting the right course of treatment, I wonder if maybe my life became more painful than it should have been. But that's not the journey we're going to talk about right now. What I want to talk about is the origin of this book. Maybe you have seen this book. It's incredible. I don't understand all the details. Can you hear my cat in the background? So it's interesting to me because this is I can't remember. Is it it's not geisha. I don't want to be offensive, but you can see here that this is clearly Indian. But look at this swastika here. Why? A symbol that is only significant like in the last 80 years, and this symbol here is more like thousands and thousands, but there it is. To me, that's interesting. And so I dated an individual. I didn't date. I frequently like to get involved with individuals who have no future, that can't give me the life that I want, that I feel like that I need. So I gravitate towards individuals that aren't able to give me anything. And this individual was incarcerated in prison, but his sister, because I was pregnant at the time, took me to an astrologist. And what they do is they look at all your numbers and they look at certain dates, balance. I have no idea. At the time I was listening, but all I heard were these facts. I was pregnant and they kept telling me that this wasn't a baby that was going to come to this living, that this wasn't a baby that I was going to have. So I wasn't listening to anything. Can you hear my cat? I wasn't listening to anything after that because I was pregnant. I was having a baby. This man was out to lunch. I don't understand these dates. But then he also has this little symbol here. Isn't that weird? The German symbol again, but it's clearly not in German because this ideology is something that was here long before they became tyrants. So it says Mars was in balance at the time of my birth. What does this mean? All of it. It does not mean anything to anybody except for he told me for protection to wear a 7 1/4 Radi Munga red coil to be fixed in gold and wear on any Tuesday morning before sunrise on the ring finger. He said it was an easily acquired gem that you could get at any jewelry store. So I just put it out of my mind for the last 10 years or so. And then now that I'm married and we're settled and we're financially stable and everything that he has told, I don't want to say too much. But he said I would be more successful when surrounded in fire. Maybe weed, smoking it. But he also spoke of a daughter that I would have this summer maybe. And he told me, so the red coral You're not allowed to acquire this gemstone anymore because it is extinct. It's red coral. It comes from the coral reef. We've over harvested. So whenever NATO or whoever it is that decides that they care about the universe, the world, they put it into restrictions. So what that means is if you want to acquire a piece of red coral, it has to be grandfathered. It has to be from an estate. It can't just be bought. It's illegal. So I called my jewelry store here in Calgary, and he told me that they sold it over Christmas, that they had a chunk of this stone, this coral, for forever. And the time that I decide to look for it, it's been sold. And that's okay with me, because I'm a believer that if something's going to come into my presence, then it's meant to be for a reason. And that's how I found out that it was illegal to acquire, that you can only get it from estates, that you can only get it if somebody has it prior. A day goes by and I'm filming a video and I get this unknown caller, and it's a jewelry store. He found the chunk of red coral that I needed, and then from there it was, what kind of gold and what size of stone. And for those that don't know much about coral or stones, what makes red coral so significant is it is the birthstone of Mars. It's highly volatile. It's a very angry piece, but it also helps, get this, cleanse your blood. I have a blood condition, and this stone that I've been told that I should wear is coming to me. Helps with blood conditions. It helps with pregnancy problems. I can't make this up. This stone now has been curing all weekend, and I put it in the most powerful shape that this stone can be set in, a triangle. And I don't know what I'm going to do as far as putting this ring on for tomorrow in the morning before sunrise, but I'm going to follow it because this astrologist knows a lot about my life with only numbers. And I know what you're thinking, yeah, she's crazy. But if I am crazy, who is it hurting? Am I right? And everything now makes sense. And as crazy as it seems, I feel more at peace now, knowing that the protection I needed all along is about to come home. So you can be along for this crazy ride. You may want to be, because the next thing that he predicted is I was going to be a millionaire. He said he doesn't know if it was inheritance or lotto winning, so you should stay tuned for that, right? I think we have to like or subscribe or do whatever in order for my YouTube account to be brought to the mainstream. But I'm here. And I'm almost ready for the next part of my journey. And apparently that's with the birthstone of Mars by my side, right? See you later, darlings. You better come along for the ride.